Hey guys, I'm back. Back on here, getting ready to get some work done on some cars and trucks. I'm gonna start with this one. This is my 66 C10. I picked this truck up about 9 months ago. Got it up in Virginia. It was not a barn find. It was beside the barn. Old man had it sitting beside a barn. He wasn't ever going to do anything with it, so I got it from him. I did a will it run on the engine. It's got I haven't checked the numbers on it, but it's either a 327 or a 283. I haven't really checked the numbers on it. Let's get the hood up. Okay, get the hood up on this thing. It's a V8 headers. Somebody put HEI on it. I'm gonna assume, since there's no bolt holes in the heads, that it's either a 283 or a 327. It does run. I have to put a freeze plug in it. I put some water. The freeze plug down here behind the engine mount is leaking. Water runs straight out from behind that. I have switched it to 5 lug discs on the front. I replaced the rear axles, switched them to 5-on-5. I've put a mini spool in the rear end. It's a 373 gear. I have put new shock springs, all new suspension stuff, tie rod ends and all that. Ball joints and everything is new up front. I've put some kill mat back here. I've replaced the gas tank. I need to adjust the gas tank a little bit. Because it's not out far enough. A friend of mine put this tape on here because he didn't want no rainwater getting in it. I had this truck parked at a friend of mine's house for the last 6 or 7 months while I bought a new house, moved in, got everything set up, and then I would go over to his house periodically and work on it and get some work done on it, and that's where I've done all this work. I do have lowering springs and shocks for the rear, but I'm kind of digging this rake a little bit, the way it looks, so I may just wind up leaving it like it is. And it's just a rough truck. It's got some filler in it, got some cracks, some stuff in the door there. The fenders are about gone on it. As you can see, it's got some stuff on the tailgate. Somebody's put a bunch of filler in the tailgate right there. Somebody's put a metal sheet in the bed there. The cab corner is gone. But the doors open and close pretty good. Somebody's done some makeshift work on the rocker panels. They've changed to put a Oldsmobile steering column in it. It's got a floor shifter, B&M floor shifter. It's just a cool old hot rod, you know. I'm just gonna get it to where I can drive it, cruise it around and enjoy it this summer. And then maybe in the fall, I'll do some stuff to it, maybe. You know, I'm definitely gonna switch it over to a 4-barrel. I'm gonna take that intake off. I've got an aluminum intake to go on there. I've got a couple of them. And I may, haven't decided yet. I may put a tunnel ram on it. I've got a tunnel ram that I've been wanting to put on something. It may be this. It may be the 64 out there. Or I've got the project sitting outside the garage here coming up. Once I get these 2 trucks done, I got to get started on this project sitting outside the garage. It's going to be a big one because, as you can see, I've got a full floor pan sitting there that's got to go in it, and a radiator support, and I've got a couple of fenders and doors. It's got a lot of rod in it. I got a fender and door back there, another fender right there. So yeah, I've got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. But first, let's get started on this truck. I'm gonna get started on the interior. I gotta run new brake lines on it. All the brakes are done, new brakes all the way around. I just have to put new brake lines, and I'm gonna replace the master cylinder. I'm gonna get rid of that single pot, put a dual pot master cylinder on it. I'm not going to put power brakes. It's going to be manual brakes because I don't want that the brake booster, and I plan on putting a cam in it, and I like that lopey cammed up sound, so I'm gonna go with that later on, and just the vacuum issues dealing with that. So I'm gonna have manual disc brakes, manual drum brakes in the back, and that should be plenty. I'm not a drag racer. I'm not going to be out here hot rodding it, drag racing it. It's just something that's going to sound good, look cool, drive around and enjoy. But I love the cammed up sound, so I'm going to put a Lopey cam in it at some point because you just can't beat that sound you get with those mother thumper cams and things of that nature. So that's the plan for this old girl. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is get this tape off of here. My friend put it on there so it wouldn't leak. He was afraid that water might get it. Man, it's been on there. So give me a second to get this off of here. Okay, as you can see, this gas cap won't go on there. That's why he'd put the tape on there, because this down in here needs to be slid up further. So I'm gonna have to get in here, loosen the strap that's holding this, and slide it out to where I can get the gas cap on it. And that'll be the first thing done on this puppy, and then we'll get onto the brakes and onto the freeze plug and on that stuff. Okay, I wound up having to take the gas tank loose. Took the 2 straps loose. It's just a couple of 1/2 inch bolts right here on each side. And then a 1/2 inch to take the fuel line loose right there. And I'm gonna try to slide it back so I can loosen this filler neck, and the filler neck's right here, the rubber piece that comes up. Try to loosen that filler neck so I can slide it out a little bit and get it to sticking up out here to where I get this gas cap on there. So, all right, I'm trying to get this thing to slide up through. I've got it loose on the back side, trying to get it to come up through here. I'm pretty sure we went about this wrong when we were putting it in here. Now I just took the gas tank and just slid it completely out. Now I'm gonna try to get this pulled up through here and then maybe get the gas tank put back in. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, just like that. And there you have it. I'll get this rotator around if I can. Just like that. There we have it. I'll just get the gas tank at this piece right here, slides right up in that hole there, but then I still have to get this clamp tight. Get this clamp tight right here somehow. Yeah, that's gonna be a chore, but I don't think it's gonna be too difficult getting the tank slid up in there, but getting that clamp tight is gonna be somewhat. Okay, I got the gas tank back in. Everything's snugged up. It's in there solid. I got this where I can put the sticking out, where I can get the gas cap on it. Looking good. That'll work. That's all I want, is it to function. Now I may go ahead and lay the carpet. I bought some cheap carpet to go in there. Lay it out, get it put in, so I can get the seat put back in, get it out of the floor, and then I'm gonna get started on the brake lines and then the freeze plug. And I think to get the brake lines and the freeze plug done, should be ready to crank this puppy up again and maybe try to take it for a test drive. So stick around. Okay, I'm out here now taking the master cylinder off. I took this out, and now this was 7/16, I'm sorry, and this right here is a 9/16. These two bolts, there's one on this side and one up underneath here holding on that master cylinder. I'm gonna pop that off, and then since I've put brain fart, since I've put disc brakes on the front, I got to put a proportioning valve. So I'll get the master cylinder and the proportioning valve mounted, and then I can start running my lines. Let's see if I got any more room on this thing here. Oh yeah. Easy peasy, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes power tools make things all easy. All right, working on this master cylinder, getting it installed. Yeah, I'll get it slid up on here. Got the rod adjusted to where I can get the two bolts back in it. Get these bolts back in it, then we'll be ready. And I know I've got to bench bleed it, but I'll do that once I get it on here. Okay, we got the master cylinder mounted. I gotta go in here and make sure my rod is adjusted out. And it just go in here. And this rod right here, I want to make sure that this rod right here is tight. And it is. Pushing in on that, then we can adjust this nut right here all the way down, and it'll hold the rod. That's pretty good and tight. Yeah, yep, there we go. So we'll get this adjusted, and that'll be done. Then we can start working on bleeding it and the brake lines. Yay. Okay, now I'm back out here on the C10 today, the 66. I'm back on the brakes. I've got the master cylinder, the proportioning valve. I've got some lines run down. I've got to connect the lines here. and then get one run to the other side, and then I'll run the rear brake line. Okay guys, I've got all the brake lines run. Let's get under here and take a look. I've got them all made up, got them all ran. Let me get the light turned around here. As you can see, coming from the driver's side over to the T, going over, and then going over to the passenger side. Then I have the rear brake line coming down through here and into the frame rail, and then it runs okay. And now we come down to the back. The rear brake line comes down the frame rail here, comes over into the T there above the rear end, and then splits off to the driver's side here, and then over to the passenger side. I've still got to cut. I still have to cut all the old lines off. There's a couple of places up for the old lines I got to cut off, and I'll get the Sawzall to that and take care of that. So now what I'm going to do is bleed the master cylinder first. And I'll just have the lines turned up. Got some rubber hoses poured down here. I'll fill up the reservoirs with brake fluid, and then pump the pedal until I don't see any more bubbles. Then I know the master cylinder itself is bled. Then I'll go ahead and hook the lines back up to the proportion valve. Then open up the bleeder screws on the brake lines and let them gravity feed until they start to drip. Once they start to drip, I'll close them off, and then we'll start bleeding the brakes. Always start with the furthest wheel away from the master cylinder, which is going to be passenger rear, then driver rear, then passenger front, and finish up on driver front. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started doing that now, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, now I'm gonna bleed the master cylinder. I've got fluid in there. I've got the hoses ran up in there. I'm just gonna press the pedal until there's no more bubbles, and then the master cylinder is bled. Okay, and there you have it. No bubbles coming out, so the master cylinder is bled. I've got the master cylinder bled. So now I'm gonna hook the lines back up to the proportion valve, and then open up the bleed screws on the wheels and let everything gravity feed. And then once it gets to each bleeder, then I can bleed the brakes. I got all the brake lines done, front to rear. Got everything bled out. They work. I rolled the truck out of the garage. I got good pedal. They grab real quick. So should be okay when I go up the road. Good, there's no leaks. When I first got everything together, naturally when I put fluid in it, I had leaks everywhere. But I got all that ironed out. The brakes are working fine. So now on to the next one. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, guys. It don't cost you a dime. It helps me out a ton. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.